Good evening, dear all brothers and sisters. First, I wish everyone have a peaceful evening. And before I share some of my thoughts on the topic, how to develop self-compassion, I respectfully invite all brothers and sisters, listen to the sound of the bell, and allow me to have a 3 minutes prayer for all brothers and sisters in our community, in our country, and everywhere. Maintain inner peace, compassionate for themselves and the others, and pray for all victims of COVID-19 who died lately, or anyone who died because of any kind of disease. Listen to the sound of the bell. The sound of the bell brings us back to the present moment. The sound of the bell brings us back to the reality. Nguyện tiếng chuông này vang pháp giới, xa xôi u tối mọi loài ngang, siêu nhiên vượt thoát vòng sanh tử, giác ngộ tâm tư một hướng về. Nam mô Đại Bi Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát. Nam mô Đại Bi Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát. Nam mô Đại Bi Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát. May the sound of this bell resonate deeply into the cosmos, even in the darkest places. May all hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all worry, anxiety, stress into peace and happiness. May all living beings eventually liberate themselves from the circle of birth and death. Dear brother, sister, being a mindfulness practitioner or Buddhist practitioner, it is very important for myself, for all of us. Learn how to develop our compassion. And first is develop compassion for ourselves, as we call self-compassion. The Buddha taught everyone, regardless what nationality you are, where you come from, all of us have potential of love, compassion, and wisdom. The question is whether or not we believe in ourselves and we dedicate our time and energy to maximize our compassion. So tonight, I would like to share with all of you some of my thoughts, how to develop our compassion for ourselves, and why we need to develop our compassion, what kind of self-compassion we get. And I always remind myself, I have potential of love, compassion for myself and for the others. Therefore, I should not allow myself to destroy my inner peace, my compassion, regardless what's going on. Say it easy again, but practice, it takes time. It is possible. I reflect on myself. I'm not a perfect monk, definitely. Sometimes I make a joke also. I am a compassionate monk with reasonable condition. Some brother sister who participate every Friday night at the Tambao Temple, you may hear this 1,000 times already. So I have to be honest with all of you. But again, I believe that everyone have a potential of love, compassion for yourself. The purpose of life, not only at this time, but whole our lifetime, because we want to have a happy life. And I like to share this quote with all of you. The Dalai Lama said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be a happy person, practice compassion. So if you don't have a compassion, it seems you struggle with your life first. And I think this is a wonderful and powerful message for everyone. So the question is, when and where is the right time, the place to practice compassion? My answer is right now, right here, and wherever you are. I have experienced that most people, including myself sometimes, we tend to focus too much on negative. Therefore, we forget about ourselves. And we forget that we have a potential of love and compassion. Like when I have the opportunity to listen to a wonderful story from a psychologist who have a chance to talk in person with the Dalai Lama in 1972 in India. But it seemed he shared this story in the workshop. He said it seemed he neglect about whatever the Dalai Lama said. Until 1992, he met Dalai Lama again in Los Angeles. And Dalai Lama asked him very simple question, very profound question. You are as psychologist, a scientist in the West. Why you guys is always focused on negative and develop many tools to measure about depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, and all kind of psychological disorders. But why you guys don't develop a tool to measure about love and compassion? And from this simple question, struck this psychologist. And when he returned his hometown, and he thought to develop compassionate meditation effect on our brain activity, and is come out with positive result. That is, the individuals who practice self-compassion have a more positive emotion, have a positive psychological flexibility, and all kind of positive. And Dr. Davidson. And I think this is the right time, especially this is the right time when all brothers and sisters have to stay home, must to stay home, or choose to stay home. Why don't we take this opportunity and practice self-compassion and truly return to ourselves and taking care of ourselves? And when we say about compassion in Buddhism, that is compassion, we have two components. First, that is the capability, the ability to bring joy to ourselves and the others. And second component, that is ability to alleviate your sufferings or dissatisfaction. When we say joy, I don't mean external choice. For example, when you're not happy, what do you do usually? You may pick up the phone, call your friends, and that maybe helps you to release some stress, worries, anxiety. Some brother, sister may choose to get together and drink and have fun, yes. But after the party, after finish the party, then the feelings of emotional emptiness, the feeling of hopeless, loneliness is still come back to yourself. So I learned this technique from my Zen master. That is, we should not looking for external resource instead to return to ourselves. Whenever we're not happy, for any reason, we should return and check our thoughts, feelings, behavior before we take any further action. And this is the good thing when we live in the era of science. A study from neuropsychologists indicate that approximately every day average we have approximately 70,000 thoughts, and most of our thoughts is repeated yesterday, and most of our thoughts are very negative. So when we practice self-compassion, and if we pay attention to our thought, then we are able to transform the negative thinking into positive. For example, if you drive on the road, especially on the freeway, and if someone for any reason cuts up your life, usually we react negatively, we get upset, angry because of careless from driver. But think about this. Whenever you're not happy, you destroy your compassion. Whenever you get mad or angry, you destroy your wisdom. So why don't we just accept and change our thoughts? We can think, oh, he or she could be in hurry or for any reason. Even that assumption incorrect, but still benefit for yourself first. So I think we should not worry and focus too much about wrong and right. and forget about our compassion. At this time, we should change the way we think. That is, we are able to transform our negative thinking into compassionate thoughts. And when we say joy, as a Buddhist monk, we find joy and inner peace by focusing on ourselves and practice living in the present moment. Accept this moment. I remind myself, this moment is a significant moment in our life. If I don't know how to enjoy this moment, I lose this moment. And this moment cannot repeat it anymore. And whenever I'm not happy with the situation where I am right now, then I just accept and do not react. And again, the main thing is I do not want to destroy my inner peace and my compassion. Because I do believe that if I maintain my compassion, it's more benefit for myself and for the others. So, but tonight we focus on ourselves first. Because if you cannot be a happy person, if you don't have enough compassion for yourself, it is almost impossible to have a compassion for the others. That's my belief. If I'm not happy, and I don't think there is not any brother sister come here every Friday night to meditate and to practice with us. That's I believe. And when we say compassion, we also learn how to help ourselves to alleviate, to transform our own sufferings first. And I say most of the problems in our life is come from the wrong way of thinking. Especially, we live in the society, and most of us, we believe in the value that is the society I call social construction. That is all the concept of successfully, all the concept of happiness has been developed and practiced and programmed into our brain for 1,000 or 100 years already. So we tend to focus on external happiness rather than return to ourselves. So maybe this is the right time to return to ourselves. And I believe that if you have your own happiness, if you have your own inner peace, no one can take away. But if you depend on outside, yes, if that person change his or her behavior or action, it may destroy your happiness. If we rely so much the resource outside, then the condition of situation is changed unexpectedly, we are suffer. And this is the perfect example. I listened to many stories from brothers, sisters in our community. They complain about the situation and just question when will the right time to return back to his or her work and when the normal life coming back. So actually, there's nothing wrong with that thought, but I think the more you focus on the future, you destroy the present moment. So I think the best way to have a better future, to have a possible future, that is taking care of yourself at this moment. And then the future is taken care by itself. And my question for myself and all of you, usually what do you do? What we do when we are not happy? This is the common behavior or reaction. That is, we have a tendency to blame on the others, escape from unhappy reality. Sometimes you may crying or hiding your feelings. Practice self-compassion that we use the tool of mindfulness so that we not run away from our own suffering, instead of to recognize, remember RAIN, RAIN, recognize what kind of feelings we have right now. Acceptance, it is what it is. Do not label good, bad, excellent, just it is what it is. Letter I, it stands for investigation, and we know why we're not happy. We know where this thought comes from. And N, non-identification, should not associate whole our life with some thoughts or some feelings. These unhappy thoughts, these unhappy feelings will pass sooner or later. And it's true, right? I use myself as the example. 1994, the first time I came to this country, and some brother, I consider him a very lovely and compassionate brother back then. He donated me a wonderful car, that's a Toyota Cressida 1984. I came from a poor hometown, small town in Vietnam. And when I was in Vietnam, I did not have enough money to buy even a bicycle, a motorcycle. That's really luxury for my life. Came to this country, the condition of living is changed unexpectedly, and he donated me a Toyota Cressida 1984. I still remember that. You know what? Every day, I taking care of Toyota Cressida by washing this and polish and enjoy. Not take a picture back then. We don't have a camera or iPhone yet, but really enjoy. But one senior monk, he looked at me in Houston, Texas, and he smiling and he say, "Okay, I will see how long you can do this." And it's very true. Just a few months later, I don't have a feeling to look at my excellent or my new car anymore. It's up to busy with my homework. And in fact, I check my feeling. I don't hate my car. I still love my car. I appreciate my car. But the feelings of happiness because of I have a car, that's feeling is gone just after a few months. So I think in life, if we continue to depend the external resource, it's very hard for us to looking for inside and develop our self-compassion. And believe me, when you have a self-compassion, then your life is more easier. You practice let go or negative thinking quicker and better. And this is the benefit based on research and based on my professional and personal experience when I practice self-compassion. First, when someone have a self-compassion, that person know how to handle the challenging situation. Instead of to react and create more negative feelings, negative perception, destroy your beautiful life, now you know how to handle the challenging situation. Second, you feel very comfortable wherever you are. I mean, that is, you train yourself to become a human being again, not human doing, not human working all the time. And I think this is the wonderful opportunity to practice and train ourselves to be a real human being. Third, you love yourself. Regardless how much money you make, how much money you have, you are not happy with yourself. Life is meaningless. I don't have much money. Being a monk, we take a vow to live in simple life. As you know, the regulation and the policy of monastic life at the time temple. You can check on the website. But we are very happy. I can say all monks, nuns, novices at the temple, they are very happy. Why? Because they know how to love themselves. They accept what they have. And the next benefit is you relate it to others. So you feel connected. You feel connectiveness. Usually in our society, somehow people feel disconnected from the others. So when you have a self-compassion, you look at yourself and you don't see the difference from the others. You still see yourself related to the others. So I think at this time, during the coronavirus pandemic, if we have a self-compassion so that we can love each other and we can treat each other based on our true love, our compassion, and our wisdom. And again, this is the final thoughts. I want to remind myself and all of you also, please do not allow your own expectation and your own competition or compare to the others, and you destroy your wonderful human being, your self-compassion. In short, I wish all brothers and sisters, please love yourself more and taking care of yourself. And again, this is the right time to taking care of yourself. Return to your thoughts, feelings, emotion, and believe in yourself that you are able to transform all worry, anxiety, stress into compassion. I wish all brothers and sisters have a wonderful section of sitting meditation at home by yourself or with your brothers or sister. And again, if you have any question, you can make a comment through this Facebook, or you can send an email to the website batonrougebuddha.org. And I say thank you very much for all brothers and sisters listen to my message, and looking forward to see you in person someday soon. Wish you well. Thank you very much.